Hi again, this is Samrita, and today we'll be discussing and we'll be knowing how to do what you become when you undergo these 10 P frameworks. So let me share the screen first. And there are many screens open, so let me first share it. Let me save this. This is very interesting in terms of who you become. So who you will become. So you start, can you see my screen? Share the screen. So we will start from protagonist to game changer. Ultimately, we become unicorn. So who is a unicorn? A person who is a high value individual and who achieves significance. So this is the um, the journey that we will undergo. So the first is what we will do is we will use the framework of personality makeover, and in this we will take this exercise, choose who you want to be. So there will be 4 tests we will be doing, and after those 4 tests are done, you will have a whole range of choices as to which aspects you want to adopt in your personality. And once you are done, so you start from level base 0. Now, the difference between your previous mindset and this previous mindset is just a tiny one. What is that? That is, you now know that a solution is there and you are walking in a path which will take you to some place, right? So that is the initial idea that you will have, which you didn't have so far. So this is the first stage, and we call you as protagonist because you now have a vision and a vision and a reason to work with. The second stage will be personal abilities. So here we will be describing your competency stories, and you will become a thought magician because it requires a lot of stories about yourself, whatever you have done so far. You know, you will, from the original 4 or 5 tests, we'll be doing your characteristic, your traits, your strengths, your passion, your attitude, your skills, all will be outlined. Now, with that, if those are suppose there are 13 things, 4 strengths, 4 altered weaknesses, and altered strength, I call whatever. The moment you have a strength, you will have a weakness. So that weakness, unless that weakness is there, your personality is not complete. Which means strength and weaknesses go hand in hand. Which also means that these strengths are your altered weaknesses. So we will formulate that as your altered weaknesses, which means 5 strengths and 5 altered strengths, which makes it to 10. Everybody has 2 skills at least, so that makes it 12. And whoever has some kind of degree or aptitude or anything, however you describe yourself, that makes it 13. So out of 13, if you take 4, then it becomes 13 into 12 into 11 into 10. That makes it 17,000 plus stories, which are all about yours. How many do you know? So those stories will try to remember and write down some stories, whichever you remember, whichever picture you have previously from your life, we will put it here. So these are the stories phase we will be writing. The third is productivity, which is about resourcefulness. What is resourcefulness is whatever opportunities and resources you have, time, money, and HR, how you have utilized that to achieve something impossible looking goals. So that is how you become a pioneer. We call you as a pioneer. And that makes, instead of you thinking about resources not being adequate, you have actually started out and used whatever was available to produce a result. So that is what we call as productivity. This is the third P, and it makes you pioneer. The fourth one is procedure, which means time efficiency. How to do time efficiency? Punctuality is the fourth P that we will be using. This framework we will be using. See, time efficiency. There is a spelling mistake here. So yeah, punctuality for me, it is simple for segmenting the day into four segments. The morning segment, the office segment, the third one is the family segment, and the fourth one is the personal segment. So this recording that I am doing is in my personal segment. Family segment is with my family. Office segment is for office. Morning segment is the morning ritual. So basically there are two personal time that you have. If you segment your life into these four segments, then you don't have to go after say 15 minutes for this, 20 minutes for that, and for that. Of course, we will go prioritize. There is another thing that we will be studying. But basically, we need to have in our head that these four segments, to some extent, we need to capture, right? The next is power bonding, which means team building. Team building is about empowering others, resolving the conflicts, if any, and getting over the ambiguity. So there is a process to it, how to do it, that we will be discussing in this power bonding session. Actually, this will be, the conflicts are different for different people, but the basic thing is very similar. So herein, we will be talking about four things, which is attitude, habit, action, and perception. And once we are done with this, you will become the cruising captain. Next is priority, as I spoke to you about. Unless you prioritize, you will engage in lot of things which are of least significance. And that makes decision making process and Pareto formula, which is about doing those 20% thing which will produce 80% of result. So that is Pareto formula. So now to decide on that 20%, you have to think very deeply. That is why I call this person who is able to do that is a deep work dynamic. There is a process to it that also we learn in this framework. The next P is pattern of response. This is all about communication. So whoever does this is a storyteller, and it is about three segments. One is style, second is skill, and the third is strategy. What is strategic communication? Is your audience, the moment your audience is different, your aspect of your story will be very good. So your boss will know something, is interested in something which your super boss is not. His perspectives are very different. Similarly, your colleagues will be interested in something and your juniors will be interested in something. Even your client will be interested in something else. So, for the same kind of achievement, there are five kind of stories. So that is called strategically rooting oneself. So do you know that? It requires a different kinds of presentation, graphs, and analysis. right? So that is called strategic communication. So we can have frameworks done. And within that framework, only a little bit of change here and there. Each time you do a different milestone, you can change accordingly. So that sensibility we'll be discussing in this pattern of communication. The next is skill. Skill of communication. Skill is about we are selling ourselves each time, every time, right? So how do we, what is the style? What is the skill that we'll be selling? The skill is about being crisp. Of course, because you have achieved it, you would feel like talking about it over and over and over again. But how to be crisp and very effective is what is the skill that we need to learn. And the third is what kind of style you have. Are you a very dominant kind of person or you are a very assertive kind of person? Assertive is not dominance. Assertive is putting forth your views. The next is poise, which we call a signing signatory. And this is about mindfulness. And you wait, pause for a minute whenever there is a conflict. Whenever there seems to be a very difficult problem in front. But you pause and give it a thought and do certain things which will calm down your mind and allow you to take better decisions. So this is called poise. And once you master this, you become a shining signatory. That is how we describe you. Next is, of course, passion, which is the ultimate. Unless you have some passion, you are not going to go, endeavor, and keep on working on this. So this is about mentoring, collaboration, and community, which is the ultimate for which we start our journey together. So when this happens, you become a game changer. And we call as and you become an unicorn, high value individual achieving significance. And the and we call the journey from the protagonist to the game changer evangelist. This is the entire journey that we will be covering inside this discussion and this training. Hope this helps you and hope you will be looking forward to the practice session as well. And of course, this practice will be making it very interesting. You know, with each kind of session, you will find that you will be writing a book about yourself, how you are transforming from one stage to the other. You will see it is an immense journey, immense learning in itself. And you'll be transforming within no time from a very ordinary person to a person which you dreamt. Not less than 10% jump will happen because you are taking the journey of 10 steps. So hope this helps. Thank you.